We are now rolling. What kind of music does Von Grafton have going for us today? They wouldn't let us go with my favorite anymore, would they? I'm a little slow getting on here. I apologize. And I take full responsibility for that. This morning, you wouldn't believe it, Josh. I was at breakfast with somebody, and the guy that I was with just could not take full 100% responsibility for what was going on in his life. Well, I don't want to give it away. It's none of your business what was going on, okay? None of your damn business, Josh. Thank you. Tom Gavin, what's shaking? The power of staying the course with me, I'm GTT. And if somehow, are you on there yet? Did you share the stream? How many friends do you have? Weatherman, what's shaking? Share the love, everybody. I want to get in everybody's household in the world. Everybody. Remember that song? Good morning, Lynette. How are you doing? Good. I don't understand why my lips look so red. Do you ever notice that?
Yeah, on here it does.
I ain't got nothing on. My lips look red. We need a makeup artist with all this bright light on me. But today what we're going to talk about is something, in one word, consistency. Tom Gavin, what's shaking, my man? What I'm going to talk about today is something that I struggle with. I really struggle with staying the course on my ideas. I don't struggle staying on course with my habits. I struggle staying on course with the ideas that I come up with. So one day I might say, Von Grafton, we need to do this, and then we need to do this, and then we need to do this. You need to learn how to see things through till the end. Even if you're halfway through and you don't think it's going to work, there is power in completion. There is power in completing the plan. That's some good shit right there. There is power in completing the plan. You started school. You're going to complete this here semester. Do you think you'll complete the plan? Will you graduate?
I will graduate.
Do you want to graduate?
Do I want to?
Yeah. My weekday is on here. Brittany Renee. Everybody say, hey, go to the exchange. But you know what? I want to be exactly clear on what I'm talking about. I don't want to confuse anybody because there's some things that I can stick to very easily. Right now, things that may be hard, I'll give you some examples before I get into business examples. But my diet, it's been very hard for me to start something and complete it. How often do you start something and you feel like this ain't working? I'm giving up. Well, this definitely will not work. Therefore, I can justify making this decision. I'm not going to do this because it was the wrong decision that I made. As a matter of fact, everybody, this is very important for you to realize. It's more important to complete something and be wrong than to give up on something and be right. Now, I know what I'm saying is crazy. Now, Bill Taylor, Sensei Taylor, is on here. And he probably deals with this with a lot of kids that come in there and they decided karate was not for them and the parent decided that karate was not for them. But it's so important to get in the habit of completing tasks. As a matter of fact, when you grow up and you get big, Josh, when you become a big kid, a big guy, an adult, if you cannot complete your own task, you will never be able to influence people to complete their task. Does that make sense? Whatever, as Coach Burt says, whatever you don't possess, you can't give it away if you don't possess it. So you need to focus on these things. So let me tell you where I'm struggling. And the reason why I'm talking about this today, Kaylee, do you want to come up here? Come up here anyway. Come up here and just sit with me. Come on. Bring that chair around here. Come on. You ain't even got to talk. I just want you to get comfortable. Brittany Renee, my Wi-Fi. Have you ever been to my wife's store?
Yes.
Have you ever bought anything in there?
Yes.
The next time you go, will you say, well, Tommy, GTT made me come up here. Yeah. So where I'm really struggling, I feel like you're right on top of me.
Oh,
are you close to me? Getting freaked out. You're right in the, okay, so you know, people can see the course, Von Grafton, it's fine. Where I'm struggling right now Okay? And I'm just very you know what transparent means?
Mhm.
What?
Never mind, you define it.
Transparent is I'm very open. I'm willing to show. I'm willing to let you know everything that I'm going through. So when you're growing a company, whenever you're growing, whenever you start your business, today's a business lesson, by the way. It could be a lot of other things. Brittany Renee said, "Hey to you, but not to me." Damn it.
Girl.
Well, thank you, wife-a, we-fe, Lauren Bailey. We need to talk this week. So, whenever you're starting out in business, it's easy to stay stagnant. It's easy to justify not to grow because whenever you make money or whenever you sell something, you've got a little money left over. But when you're growing, you got to sustain your obligations. But if you're growing, you've got to acquire more things. So my example would be Zillow. Do you know what Zillow is? What?
The house selling website.
That's right. It's close enough. So with Zillow, for example, I'm looking at how much money that we're spending a month on Zillow. And then when we look at the board, maybe all of the money that we need to cover Zillow, it's not being met. What makes sense to most business owners whenever they see we're paying X amount of dollars for this, but we're coming up short? How easy is that to make sense of stopping it? But hey, just because, and then as I look at it, I start to dig deeper and deeper and deeper, and then I start talking to myself. My natural reaction would be to stop this. We're up to like $7,000 a month on Zillow. That we ain't covering the Zillow bill, by the way, today. But if I give up on Zillow today, if I do not stay the course, what's going to happen 1 year from today? Whenever you grow, there's going to be times when your emotions say this ain't working. There's going to be times when you want to give up. There's going to be times where you could easily say, I made the wrong decision. But there is so much power. Rabbit, I've got your star pupil up here running the show with me.
Yes, awesome.
By the way, introduce yourself.
I'm Kaylee, and I'm Shawan's assistant.
She said, I'm going to steal your new girl. Ooh, that's Shawan's new girl, baby. You might get beat up. Coming in. Brittany Renee says she's going to steal the new girl.
Tell Brittany to back up.
You better back up.
Claws out, claws in.
Jeez, people are getting angry. So this is a lesson that I've learned about staying the course. And staying the course is one of my biggest challenges because I feel like my gut tells me I made a wrong decision and I give up early. If outcomes were allowed to play out every single time I said we just need to give up. We need to give up. The best financial decision I've ever made, I'll tell you all a little story, okay? There was this commercial lot down the road, and I was just by chance that day looking online, and somehow this commercial lot was it was in the residential slot. There was something wrong. It was a mistake, okay? It was a mistake by somebody. It was priced wrong. It was also owned by the government. So maybe they said, I don't care. Okay? So I went to Joey, my partner on stuff, and I said, hey, man, this thing is wrong. We need to buy this like right now. And Joey did due diligence. He took a little time before he made that decision. He asked people. And then 4 days later, I'm like, dude, let's just forget about it. It's too late now. There ain't even any sense in making an offer on this. I'd already made up my mind. Now, look, we've waited too long. That's really what I thought. That's what my gut told me. It's no sense in even spending any more time on this. Well, Joey stayed the course. And he asked a few more people. Then a couple of days later, Stephen wrote the contract up for us. Finally. And we got the deal. And we paid $330,000 for that lot that appraised for $660,000. I'm not saying this to brag about it. It was pure luck. But my gut, everything in me said, dude, I don't even want to pursue this anymore. As a matter of fact, if I didn't have Joey in that deal, I'd have moved on. I'd have just moved on from this deal. Forgotten about it. Because I thought it's too late, and I was convinced it was too late. And remember, this is something that I tell everybody. New girl, we make decisions in our mind first, and then we start justifying those decisions. Hey, Jessica, how are you doing? Rabbit, thank you for getting on here. I appreciate everybody getting on here. But it's extremely hard to stay the course in the business world because I'm sitting here looking at the money that's going out to Zillow, and I'm making my decisions based only on how I feel right now about this. Right now, maybe it's not adding up. But next year at this time, it would be a huge mistake to forego this. There's things going on in everybody's life right now where you're making a decision to pull the plug, and that's a mistake. There's some area in your life, Josh, where you're pulling the plug, and it's a mistake. You too, Spice. We do it all the time on leads. Our follow-up course, the way we follow up should be a standard course. We do this. And I don't know how many times I have finally talked to somebody, and they're like, hey, man, I'm sorry I've never gotten back with you. I've just been busy. But, hey, I'm ready now. That happens. We give up. Carion, good morning. Austin, what's up? We give up too quickly. We give up because our gut tells us it's time to give up. Joe Rich just walked in. Do you remember that time? What was my response, Joe Rich, after about 3 days of that commercial lot on the market? We didn't make the offer.
It's too late. We can't get it.
Was I convincing almost?
Oh yeah, you were done.
In the river.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's over.
It's over, it's over.
I was trying to shame Joey for being slow. You're a dumbass, man. We should have made this offer. We should have made this offer 5 days ago. It's too late. Then my emotions of wanting to be right. Well, then look who's the idiot. Too often, I'm one of the worst. The reason why I'm talking about this today is because this is a problem of mine. And I can't allow it to be your problem or your problem because you're young. Up until 25 years old, I can probably still convince you guys to do things. After 25, it requires pain, so you know. Living experience of that. But learn, if there's one thing I could teach you kids, it's learning to stay the course, even when everything points to you made the wrong decision. Because you really don't know the real decision until the final outcome. You don't know. So for me, Stevie will talk to you about not giving up. Great job, Stevie. Closing Friday. All right, you're right, Carion. Stevie's a Visa. Had maybe the craziest deal I've ever seen in real estate. Stevie Zavisa has somehow pulled this deal off. I don't know how. And I told him to not stay the course. I am a very, very impatient person. And it's easy for me to jump out and say, hey, dude, let's move on. But that's a form of quitting. And you should not do that. You should not do that. And as a matter of fact, if you do it, we're going to beat you up.
Okay.
Can you say that? So we've got a couple of minutes left. We're going to turn the show over to you. What are some things that you have learned in how long have you been here? A week?
Yes.
What is the training? What is it like coming in here? When you're dealing with me, what's it like?
Scary.
Well, no, why is it scary? I like that. Why is it scary? Hey, Lee.
It's a little intimidating.
Why is it intimidating?
Lots of questions.
Lots of questions. My wife hates when I start asking her questions. She starts it personal.
That's why she's my best friend.
Well, she's. I'm just in the habit of asking. You can ask Jen, I'll ask you a question. I'll go to where I get certainty. Like you go to where you get a rock. Whenever I start asking questions, I go to the point of certainty. One else tell me she's scared to death up there. She ain't scared. Say scared as shit. Say it, John. Damn. I sound like a robot. What happened? Damn. We're shut down. Say I'm going in the ring. I'm never doing this again. We're never going to do another live stream if we can't get the sound right. Let's be clear. You ask the same questions repeatedly. That's what my wee face says. I ask the same questions repeatedly. Again, I'm not asking the question to get the answer. I'm asking the question to get certainty. Reception is bad, I know. You sound like you became an alien. I know. Hey, I know. That's why I'm never doing this show again. But the reason why I ask questions is not to get the answer, Josh. Hey, do you know why I keep asking questions?
So you pick the mind, get the right answer.
No. What did I just say, Spice? Why do I keep asking questions? To hit certainty. Whitney Meredith, what's shaking? Do you know what certainty is? What color is that screen?
Green.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How sure are you?
100%.
Okay, that's certainty. So whenever I talk to people, I'm going to go until I believe there's certainty there. And you didn't answer that question correctly, Josh, because you were dicking off over there, not paying attention. That's why I asked you. What?
This is the best damn show on Facebook.
It's the best show I've ever seen. It's the best show we've ever done. So, are you certain of that? See, certainty is so believable. When you're not certain, you're not believable. You're not convincing. So, stay the course, even when you think you've made the wrong decision, because you don't know the way things are going to play out. You don't know what the final outcome is going to be. Now, I think you need to do a lot of research before you do this, and there needs to be a greater reason for doing it. But once you make this decision, you got to stick to it. And that's what I'm doing over the last year, because there's been a lot of things that I'm like, damn, should we really be doing that? Well, that's what the big guys do. That's what George Weeks does. That's what Dan Elam does. That's what Gary Ashton does. Well, if they're doing it, it makes sense for me to do it. Everybody, have a great day. Now, we're going to sign off. Hey, everybody, if you're new to the show, please like my page, the Good Time Tommy page. We've been going 28 minutes. That can't be right. We're 16, 17, 28 minutes ago. Well, hey, I need the new girl to sign us off. How would you sign us off? If you could sign us off, how would you do it? And Von Grafton, after she signs us off, shut it down.
Everybody have a great Tuesday.
All right, let's roll.